basketball started last night. I'll always go this way to you. Jennifer?
Yes.
Warner, would you like to add clubs and sports back?
I think I'd like to see them divided and potentially, because
For the sake of numbers in a sense, it's there.
well, the problem is if we add 129 in, then we remove from 160. I know, but would be other areas.
But this is the only thing that we're going to be cutting. So that's the only thing that's proposed. Everything else stays. Yeah. Oh. So you're okay?
So you're saying that 129 is the total of the underlying
Yes.
items?
Yes. So,
Oh, man. Yeah.
yeah. Mike?
Yes.
Pasquale? Cindy?
I think, I mean, once again, though, why are we not giving this to the administration to see also that what they, I mean, I feel that the sports and the clubs are very important.
No, wait a minute, I have
But
a question.
why-
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. 129 is not the total of,
Committee work.
No, I'm sorry. That's just the
Committee
total of
curriculum.
all sports and all clubs.
Okay, so yeah, going back to what I said, can we divide those out? Because maybe we want to keep sports and take away clubs or vice versa, and then add field trips.
Or even on option 4, couldn't we possibly, would it be beneficial to keep the clubs if we can't do the sports, where kids would still have an outlet on different clubs to do things?
It's a collective, in the collective bargaining agreement, it's all under stipends. And so I don't know if we would have to go and negotiate which stipends you want and which ones you don't want. So, because right now they treat all stipends as equal, and all stipends are based on hours that a teacher puts into that. And so that's how the stipends are calculated. And so there's no difference in the stipend pay if you do yearbook versus if you do volleyball or basketball. It's all the same as far as I know. So it'd be kind of difficult to say you're going to just cherry pick one versus another. And that's why Dr. Schilling lumped it all as in one.
What is our, Dr. O'Malley, the reading specialist requirements?
It's not required.
No, but, not required, but.
Is this the reading
requires-
specialist that works with the students
My question-
versus?
Yeah, I was just wondering, can we benefit from having another reading specialist?
We're seeing that we're going to be, it's more beneficial to go with Title I kids. So we have Title I reading aids that are coming out of the classrooms.
So the
So we have
$60,000.
and here's the thing, we get reimbursement from the grant, the federal grant. So let me remind the board, Craig Schilling advised us to move the reading specialist out of the Title I grant because of the obscene amount of money we were paying in TRS benefits. And we basically put aides in that position.
So we should, so would it be good to consider adding back the 60? Okay, that's all I want to be clear. Okay.
So Cindy, what is your thoughts about the clubs and sports?
I think that'd be great if you could add it back in, but.
I agree. I think we should consider adding that back in. So I will delete that.
But I'm gonna again say that no matter what, if we don't have a building bond passed, it's not gonna matter what we say we wanna add in. When, if the building, something happens to them, we're gonna need the money, and guess what's gonna go?
This board has made a decision at that last board meeting to postpone it, to do more planning behind the questions about the bonds. So this way, we're not jumping the gun on that bond issue, because we have so many different issues there. So, and you're absolutely right. We need to plan for the worst and pray for the best. And so we're hoping that we won't have that many issues. And so if they do occur, we do have some reserves that would help us, but that's where the dilemma will come into play.
So there's 39,000 left?
No, there is there's 39,000 left. The next thing on here is curriculum work. So this is committee work in the summer, I believe, that we pay for to do our curriculum. And so this is where the teachers put in most of their time. Sometimes people feel that teachers don't work in the summer. They do. They do come in the summer. They spend days and hours at a time to come in to work on the curriculum. So this is the opportunity that teachers come in and actually don't focus in on students. They just focus on the curriculum. And so the budgeted amount for next year is $15,000. I feel it's important for us to keep curriculum and keeping curriculum moving forward, because we don't have a choice. With the new state standards that we have to be looking at the curriculum all the time. So I would be in favor to add back the curriculum work for the summer work out there.
Also allowed to improve in our park scores too.
We did have, one thing that we did have is that our park scores from last year, the state standard, we had a 15% increase in our park scores. 15%. And that is, our staff has done a phenomenal job of focusing in on those students. Even with all this stuff happening with the referendums and cuts, and morale is down. Why? Because there's possibility that you're going to lose your jobs. And I have to commend our teachers for doing a phenomenal job of staying focused on our students. 15% increase. There's not one other school district around us that come close to that number. So thank you again for the teachers and the administration for achieving that milestone of that number. So.
Do we want to keep any just to go back to what we did before, do we want to keep any reserves for potential?
On the other side, we didn't.
I know, we put that towards
so,
that.
so watch this now. If the referendum does pass, on either scenario, if we do the 750, I believe approximately there's about $300,000 extra that will go to the reserve. Because remember now, this is going to last us hopefully between 5 and 8 years. And so that $300,000 will go into reserves as long as we keep it there.
Okay.
And so, but that's the most important part about this plan is that coming up with a budget and sticking to it.
I agree.
Because the 1.25 and the amount that we still have in reserves, if you look at the original scenario that Dr. Schilling gave, if you cut 750, the plan should last between 6 to 8 years is the number that he did. I'm just saying it's going to be 5 to 8. I'm giving 1 year less. No scientific proof. I just like to be on the cautious side of it. But Warner, what do you think about that?
I agree.
Mike?
Yeah, but that also gives us 6th and 8th grade, we're looking at having the teachers and the administration look at that, correct?
Right, they're looked at. No, we're still on just number 5 right now. We're at number 5. We're at curriculum work, summer or curriculum work committees for the 15,000.
Yes.
Okay, Pasquale?
Yes.
Wait, can I ask a question before we get into that? What all is included in the instructional technology deferment? What have we deferred, and how long is, you're talking 5 to 8 years, are you talking that that's going to stay out of there for 5 to 8 years?
No, it's just for 1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
From him. John Joe has done a superb job. Remember, we shifted toward the lease, and so we've slowly but surely brought over year, over a 2 year period. Really, he's basically taking that and he's basically extending it 1 more year. So it's a 1 year deferment. So our instructional program for our kids is not being diluted in any way, shape, or form.
But that's only for 1 year, so then the
That's for
following
1
year, if we need any kind of instruction, any kind of technology replacements, we're gonna be over budget.
Not necessarily. We'll take a look within John Joe's budget because he has efficiencies built in. So John Joe may have certain licensing that are expiring, and he's able to reallocate those dollars toward those equipment purchases or upgrades.
But it's not a guarantee.
None of this is guaranteed. The chiller goes out either.
I understand.
I mean, there could be unforeseen circumstances, but I know that John has done a superb job of managing his technology budget today. He watches that very, very closely.
Cindy, your thoughts on the 15,000?
I think that's very important. Obviously, the curriculum, doing the curriculum review cycle and everything else is important, so keep that going. Which, I mean, would be a thing to look at for option 4 as well, if that would be a thing to put back into it.
Jennifer, your thoughts?
I agree, I'm just concerned with the deferment of the technology. I wish there was some way to not split it down the middle, but do some kind of giving that a little bit of something in the event of our phones going out again, or giving, you know what I mean, something that falls into that category.
I would put that under the operations of the expensive phones. So let's be clear, there's this is curriculum-based issues, our netbooks, whereas our phone is more operational, so that would be buildings and grounds expense. And so that's what we've done, is we've put that as the buildings and grounds. So the phone system, which is an antiquated system, how is it, 30, 40, 50 years old?
It's very old.
It's very old.
At least 10 years.
Right, and the last issue we had is we had to literally drive a part down from Milwaukee, and they had very few that were left, so we had to wait for one part that they had in stock in Milwaukee, not here. But nevertheless, two separate budgets, but that's operations and maintenance. But as far as, that's why I spoke to the net folks, with John Joe, I'm confident he has the money to squeeze in his budget to offset any unforeseen circumstances.
So, leaving that, there's $24,000 left over, and there's, Learning Center for 25, there's the technology for 27, there's office staff for 55, there's the reading specialists, and there's field trip for 6. I would suggest that we take the other 24,000 and leave that to the administration to see where would be the best to figure that out.
Or keep it at reserve. If that would be best. But for them, that's good.
Well, my concern is you have over 1,000 kids that are walking into the building on a regular basis, and we are thin as it is when people walk into that complex. And so, at bird's eye view, just taking a look at it, I would definitely want to put their money towards, supporting our secretaries. But there's other ways, we'll find ways to mitigate it. I've already talked with natural people.
Could you speak up a little bit, please?
There's other ways to mitigate it, so I've talked to, for example, having our bookkeeper report 1 or 2 days within the buildings, because we're not going to be able to bring back the total cost. But at a bird's eye view, that's something I would definitely look at, is making sure we have an office assistant to assist.
Is that on both of them, is that we were proposed to Safe Kindergarten to keep it as full day. In option number 5, we're adding in art and music. So, and then, which in number 4, it's not there. And in number 5, we would save the sports and the clubs and curriculum work, which we wouldn't be on option number 4. That's why I was looking at number 5 so much, because it saves so many programs for the kids out there.
So the 78,000 would be going, so the 78,000 in option 4 would be directed towards sports and clubs. We should write that down.
No, it would be.
Oh, we're giving it to administration.
Administration to figure out where to put it back into the curriculum.
Okay. So
And
both
the same thing for the 24,000.
Okay.
Keep it consistent. This way we're not changing our minds on different scenarios. So scenario 5 would give you more options. So are we giving direction to the superintendent as he's making his schedule to be able to make a schedule for 4 and 5? This way that if the referendum doesn't pass, that we have it ready to go?
No, you voted on it last meeting. It was for option 4. Voted last meeting.
So we have the information for 4 and 5, right?
Right.
Okay.
We
So-
have this, but we still do not have the plan.
Right.
And that was
I mean,
big-
this
Well,
is
we're
great
getting to that.
information, but how you're gonna carry out this information is a whole nother ballgame.
We're getting to it,
Whole nother game. So,
But
you can't just say, okay, we decided what we're gonna keep, and then now this is all gonna work and be great. We still don't know what's gonna happen with buildings. We still don't know how, I mean, there's so many other
We do know
moving
what's happening
parts
with
to it.
buildings. Buildings we deferred the bond until next year.
Not the buildings physically, the buildings on how they're gonna be set for one grouping in one building, the other grouping in the other building.
But that's what we had the
Right.
feasibility study
On the
coming.
table is only to discuss to do the feasibility study to create the plan, right? That's all we're discussing.
But the
tonight.
plan is not meant to be for this upcoming school year.
that
It was
right.
voted on last meeting that we would do option 4 if the referendum
But just like
failed.
we stated in that meeting, in a sense, is that if
Well, you stated because you wanted it. You want option 5, and you're gonna state it, and you're gonna keep having meetings until you get your way.
I called
And
the
that's
meeting.
not how it's done, Servo.
I
We
didn't
had
call
a
the meeting.
meeting, we voted on number 4, and that
We
is how
didn't
it's
vote on
supposed to
number 4.
be.
We didn't vote on number 4.
Yes, we did. You guys
We
didn't-
voted, we
It
were
was
a
between
5-5
4
and
and
not
5,
voting
and
great
you didn't
centers.
get number 5.
But we
So
didn't vote
therefore
on,
it goes to
but
4.
we didn't vote on number 4. So let's be clear on that. We only voted, we had a 3-3 vote that we didn't have enough to go to grade centers, right? But we still could go and do a feasibility study because we have board members asking, what, could we actually do it? Correct? And so now we had the scheduling, when is the scheduling meeting gonna happen with the?
We moved it to the 28th.
So we have the 28th, so we have the scheduling meeting, how much more work is it to come up with 2 schedules versus 1?
Well, it's a lot of work, regardless. So